Peace. Thank God it's Monday in the month of June on the day of the 3rd in the year 2013. And the time is, what time is it? 10:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This particular subject, I want to go ahead and get it out the way while it's fresh and in the morning before things get too busy, but it's one that's of the utmost importance, something that I've been meaning to get around to, but I guess if we really gonna move the show forward the way it's supposed to be moving forward, we gotta go ahead and get it as authentic as we need to be, which is ultra. So today's post is ultra authentic, and I'll give you a ultra authentic thanks for tuning in for those who do follow along and give some consideration to what's being said. So let's go ahead and get this one wrapped up. Sometimes, according to what I've studied, and I came across this statement a few times, they say it's good to actually take some time out and share your personal challenges that you might be going through in life with the audience that you're dealing with, because it helps to have a greater connection. And I can see that especially right now on the internet. Like if you just coming at it like shit is all good in the hood on this end, or the other person that might be going through some challenges, they can't necessarily relate, and it might be leading them to believe in something that's actually other than the truth. In fact, generally, it's something other than the truth if a person's even trying to do a lot of work to prove to you that shit is just all good. I mean, it could be all good, but if a lot of effort is put into showing you something, well, chances are it's not. The only way to really have it all good is to help other individuals in their quest. So that's what's going to be for today. But it's actually an interesting mystery about the type of challenges that different people go through. So between us as friends, once again, what you see from me generally, from those who care to know, is just a different style and approach to dealing with problems, with issues. I guess it's a fight or flight thing. Like I take matters, what they say, grab the bull by the horns and pick them up, shake them, get some hamburgers, some bologna, some roast beef, so on and so forth. But it's just basically how I deal with things. Whatever the challenge may be, I just got into the habit, and I'm the type of personality of a fighter. Sometimes I might flight too, but it's flight in the sense of kind of just doing my thing and keeping focused on what I need to be focused on. But there's no real floss element. I mean, sometimes you got to do that because it's good for your own well-being. You got to show yourself your own progress and your own results. But with the social media thing and the way the internet is right now, there's a lot of that. It's placing a lot of importance on other people's opinion and less on your own opinion. And there's a whole discourse we can open up on that, how it makes you dependent on other people for how you feel about you. So just to spit it out, interestingly enough, what my personal challenges are, I want you to really trip off what I'm saying. Maybe we can work together and get to the bottom of it, because that's what I've decided to do by the end of this month, going into the summer, something that must get resolved. Interestingly enough, I'm the type of person that kind of just always traveling around, dealing with different people, different walks of life, and different situations. But as of late, especially on the internet for the past few years, I run into this challenge where I encounter people that if you just grant them their natural respect that I feel that each and every person deserves, just off GP, just regular common courtesy and respect for being a human being and being alive, well, it's kind of like whatever you're offering, whatever I'm offering, and myself included, kind of loses value in that person's mind. even though they don't know that that's what's taking place, and it's a very popular thing. And the way you can tell is if you were to do a test and ask a person who it is that they really respect the most, you always see that it's a person that they know the least and is at the greatest distance from them. Especially true with personal experience. It has to do with black people, like African American having as much respect for an African American that's close to them that they can talk to is a whole lot different from the respect of a person that they will have off at a greater distance, or a person that's of a different skin complexion and different culture. And that all boils down to a lack of self-respect. I mean, we already know what the problem is right off top, but I haven't all the way gotten down to the solution yet. But like I said, by the end of the month, I'm going to resolve that because it's a very necessary thing for us to get things how they really need to go. But I guess we just open up and expand on what it really is and let things work themselves out for themselves. But with that said, people who lack self-respect, I think it's actually an ingrained thing that starts from, I don't know, education. It's called the untouchable game. Like, first and foremost, the supreme being known as God is taught that as some person way off in the clouds, white man with a long beard, baby angels balling out of control, giving people something to look up to but can never attain. But that's just like some women I know. If they could attain it, it wouldn't really be worth anything. People do tend to want what they can't have and respect what they can or don't have. That's just the way it is. So I guess a simple solution would ordinarily to be to just stay away from people like that, or put on an untouchable face, the kind of the Wizard of Oz, hide behind the curtain and make people believe that you're powerful and you really are somebody just due to your exclusivity. The whole Hollywood story celebrity game. Uh, if you can talk to me, well, then that means that I'm accessible, and the less accessible I am, the more important I am, because all you've been taught is that people that are least accessible are most important. Interesting enough, in my life story, I really couldn't do that because that leads to an even more interesting challenge, which is having to be dishonest. My own life story says that that's pretty far from the truth, and this same person that's talking to you right now, I deal with a variety of different people from a variety of walks of life. You can go to Hollywood, you can go to politics, you go to business, you can go to whatever it may be, but the same you that I'm sharing is the same you that gets shared with everyone. I don't have a work face, a play face, a church face, I'm around important people face, I'm around unimportant people face, I'm hanging out with my mom and my relatives and I'm this kind of way, and then I don't have that about me. It's only one me, it's only one hat that I wear in different positions. And like I said, once again, certain people I just talk to and encounter, and as far as getting things done, well, when we get down to the bottom line of why they don't or do believe in the thing, it's because it's touchable, it's accessible. So that's a personal challenge for me to you. Some of you that's watching might be that person, and after a long enough time, it gets confusing because it's really how the internet is set up to work, especially right now. Everybody's in their own little box and everybody's in their own category. It's set up to place everybody in a category. What category does this person belong in? In my mind, in the file inside your mind. Uh, People place categories: better than me, worse than me, It's generally never no equal. So people are going to put people in different categories of greater than, lesser than. If this person's lesser than me, well, then I need to act like this. If this person is greater than me, then I need to act like this. If this person has this many Twitter followers, then I need to act like this. If this person has this many Twitter followers, I need to act like this. And degrees of self-importance and hierarchies. But over here, any person that you really believe is important might got a couple millions of Twitter followers. In all likelihood, uh, there's a good chance I can get out and be sitting with that person having the same face-to-face discussion that I'm having with you as a person that looks up to that person, and that person is actually getting that same thing that you're getting from me right now, which is a resolution to that problem, because I've encountered some other people that's up on high that have the same scenario, and they might pull a Michael Jackson and say, hey man, I'm just a human, just like you. It's kind of a whole different type of prison. So at the end of the day, all I can do is just continue to be myself and hope and wish and advise that individuals learn to just respect themselves and know that there's really no better or for worse in this world. There's only different. There's no greater than or lesser than. There's better at. Some people are better at certain things than other people. But this whole competition of importance, that's a hoax. It makes people compete for what everybody actually has and was born with, which is value. And it leads to a dog eat dog world. And Chinese people eat dogs. So other than that, I want to close it. And I appreciate you stay tuned in for this long, but I have to give you that because we keeping it authentic and grassroots. This is a real person, human, touchable for the most part. And look at yourself. If you see some similarities, chances are there's a reason for that. But don't undermine my value and don't undermine your own value, because I think that's where the whole battle starts and ends with. So leave off on a philosophical note. Consider it as another victory. Got the point across. So be at peace.